Let's suppose you're on the edge of a cliff with your heart racing, your palms sweaty, and your mind buzzing with possibilities. This moment of high tension demands that you make a decision that could change the course of your life. It's not a battle of wits. Rather, a silent war is waged by three distinct commanders within your mind. Have you ever stopped to think about why we react a certain way when we're under stress, joy, or fear? The key to understanding our more complex behaviors might not lie in one, but in three brains. In the 1960s, Paul MacLean introduced this revolutionary hypothesis that would change the way we understand our psyche. He proposed that within our skull lies not one, but three brains, each corresponding to a distinct era of our evolution. The first, the reptilian brain, is the seat of our most primitive instincts, such as survival and reproduction. Above it, the limbic system, or the emotional brain, is responsible for controlling emotions and memory. The neocortex, responsible for our reasoning, planning, and language skills, would crown our evolution. Together, these three brains form a complex mosaic of impulses, emotions, and thoughts that define the human experience. Let's understand exactly how these three layers interact to shape every decision, reaction, and feeling of ours. With vivid examples from everyday life and cutting-edge science, we will unveil the secrets of our inner workings. Prepare for a journey to our tripartite brain. Let's unravel the mysteries of our actions and emotions and come closer to our own essence. The human brain, a marvel of evolutionary biology, functions as the command center for human consciousness and bodily processes. This complex organ, however, is not a uniform mass of neural tissue. It is composed of the fitting together of a range of specialized sections that evolved over millions of years. Neuroscientist Paul D. MacLean proposed the Triune brain model, which posits that our brain is divided into three distinct components: the reptilian brain, the limbic system, and the neocortex. Each plays a unique role in our behavior, decision-making, and emotional processing. Understanding and effectively leveraging the capabilities of these three brains can significantly enhance our personal development, emotional intelligence, and decision-making processes. The journey to the core of our psyche begins in the most ancestral territory of our brain, the reptilian brain. Located at the base of the brain within the depths of our skull, it acts as the maestro of our most basic instincts. It triggers the alarming fight or flight response to threats and governs essential behaviors such as territoriality and mating. Operating predominantly outside the reach of our consciousness, this part of our brain guides us through the most visceral reactions to life. Imagine it as a silent and relentless guardian, tasked with regulating heart rate, breathing, and instinctive responses with extreme precision. However, the influence of the reptilian brain extends beyond mere survival instincts, serving as the foundation for deeply ingrained behavior patterns and routines that we follow almost mechanically. From the cadence of our daily rituals to the unconscious gesture of biting our nails under the effect of anxiety, the reptilian brain carves a significant part of our experience, establishing patterns that persist through the millennia. As we delve deeper into the layers of the mind, the narrative becomes more complex. The reptilian brain, with its profound ancestral wisdom, does not act in isolation. Its orders and impulses are filtered and adjusted by the subsequent layer of our brain, the limbic system. This arrangement results in a complex interaction between primitive survival instincts and the subtle universe of emotions. In this transition from the pragmatism of survival of the reptilian brain to the emotional saga provided by the limbic system, we begin to perceive the layers of our brain not as isolated entities, but as components of an integrated system, where each part influences and modulates the other in the choreography of existence. This flawless synergy leads us to the next act of our exploration. Nestled between the older and more advanced layers of our brain, the limbic system functions as the center of our emotions, memories, and social connections. It is in its fertile territory that we experience the breadth of love, the chill of fear, and the brightness of joy. This part of the brain, a landmark of the emotional bonds that define us, separates us from our reptilian ancestors by our capacity for empathy, social cohesion, and complex emotional reactions. Think of a moment of deep connection, the meeting of eyes with someone loved, the laughter that unites friends, the grief shared by a community. All these experiences are choreographed by the limbic system, which converts simple sensory data into intense and distinct emotions. This set of structures acts as the core of the value judgments we make, often unconsciously, significantly shaping our behavior and the motivations behind it. In the limbic system, emotional connections are forged that influence our social interactions and the bonds we create with others. The limbic system reminds us of our shared legacy with mammals, for whom emotions are vital for survival and sociability. However, in our human narrative, these emotions manifest in ways that are unique and, at times, enigmatic. As we delve into the mechanics of the limbic system, we also begin to discern the links that connect it to the most recent brain layer, the cortex, which we will explore from this point forward. This mantle of neural tissue, responsible for human thought, reasoning, and imagination, adds a new dimension of complexity to our emotional life. Distinct from the instinctive reactions of the reptilian brain and the raw emotions arising from the limbic system, the cortex provides a stage for the delicate orchestration of human thought. Consider solving a complex puzzle or the creative impulse behind a masterpiece. Such feats are tributes to the cortex in action. It enables us to design imaginary futures, to conceive universes yet to be created, and to reflect on the complexity of our past. As imposing as it is, the cortex does not act in isolation. Its lofty functions are intrinsically linked to the emotions generated by the limbic system and the basic instincts of the reptilian brain. This integration ensures that even our highest thoughts are saturated with emotion and grounded in the pragmatics of life. Fear, for example, awakened in the limbic system, can easily derail the cortex's carefully elaborated plans. On the other hand, the cortex can refine emotional impulses with foresight and planning, meaning the influences are reciprocal. Recent neuroscience research has revealed the cortex's adaptability and plasticity, demonstrating that experiences, learning, and even thoughts can alter its configuration. This malleability highlights our capacity for change and growth. Our identity is not immutable, and we can forge new paths for our personal development, healing, and adaptation. The cortex's ability to remodel itself in response to our experiences underscores human resilience and the potential for transformation. The journey of the human brain, from the primitive reptilian brain to the sophisticated cortex, shows how a complex interaction between these layers shapes our thoughts, behaviors, and identities. Understanding and balancing the functions of these three distinct brain systems is the path to personal enhancement and improved decision-making. The integration of these parts of the brain is an ongoing journey, requiring attention, self-reflection, and a commitment to personal development. Mastering our tripartite brain means recognizing and balancing the functions of each layer. The basic instinct of the reptilian brain for survival, the rich emotions of the limbic system for connection, and the advanced logic of the cortex for innovation. By becoming aware of the fears and primitive impulses originating from the reptilian brain, we are empowered to deliberately activate our neocortex, thereby formulating more substantial and grounded responses. Similarly, when we realize that our emotions are dominating our reactions, we have the opportunity to assess whether these emotional responses are proportional or need to be refined through more logical and rational thinking. In practice, this means learning to pause before acting, enhancing emotional intelligence with self-awareness and empathy, and activating the neocortex through new learning and problem-solving. The Triune brain model offers valuable insights into the configuration and functionality of our brains. By identifying the specific roles of the reptilian brain, the limbic system, and the neocortex, we can maximize their strengths and minimize their weaknesses. This understanding gives us the power to make more accurate choices, establish deeper relationships, and achieve a higher level of well-being. Remember, this is just a guide to living more consciously and balanced. If you wish to delve deeper into this journey, this next video continues to explore the workings of our mind and our potential for self-awareness and internal evolution. If this video resonated with you, write in the comments, "It makes sense to me." Remember to subscribe to the channel for more information and guidance on spiritual awakening.